Okay, so first off, I need to ask you a very important question. During the film, I saw this for the whole movie in my peripheral. Does this bother anyone else or just me? Guys, I don't understand. Am I the crazy one here? Is this where we are now as a society? Taking your shoes off in a theater with no socks, putting your feet up on the chairs? I felt guilty pulling out my phone out during the movie to take a picture of this atrocity. I mean, please, let me know in the comments, am I being too crazy about this thing? Do I just need to adapt to a world where we not only talk and text and bring to-go Outback Steakhouse bloomin' onions and styrofoam containers into the theaters now? Every week, it's something crazier and something new. How can I recommend going to a theater to see a film in a group setting when this is happening every week? I mean, I hate to say it, but I am actually starting to lose my love for the theater experience at this point. And AMC, which is usually my theater of choice, has decided to get rid of the don't talk, don't text, don't post video to save time because they want to show more ads and trailers to make more money. I mean, the trailers are like 30 minutes long anyway. Why don't you get rid of the AMC ads, the AMC advertising the theater that we're already in? I am so tired of seeing Nicole Kidman every time I'm wanting to screen a film. I mean, I can recite the whole commercial at this point. We come to this place for magic. Americana is the directorial debut from Tony Tost, also written by Tost, who, is it Toast or Tost? I'm not sure. But he also wrote for shows like Poker Face and Longmire. A talented poet and lover of film, Tony takes a look at the American West in a small town in South Dakota in a 5-chapter anthology of character stories that all connect in the end. All of these chapters could be standalone stories in their own movie, but the writer throws a MacGuffin to bring all the characters together. That MacGuffin being a Native American artifact called the ghost shirt that's worth a substantial amount of money, enough to change the lives of all the characters looking for it. This film was actually shown at South by Southwest in 2023 and is just now being released in theaters, I guess due to a studio picking it up for distribution, I guess, and I'm glad that it finally made it to theaters. This film is a film that someone like me would probably make if I had a chance. Someone who loves movies but blends all these movies that I love into one movie. There's a lot of Tarantino love here, feeling a lot of like Pulp Fiction, the look and feel like Steven Spielberg's Sugarland Express. There's some early Coen brothers feel to it in the writing. Specifically, I felt that a character who's actually a young boy who thinks he's the reincarnation of Sitting Bull, and the way that he delivers that line felt very Coen Brothers-esque.
I am the reincarnation of Sitting Bull.
Come on, kid. This ain't exactly the golden age of cultural appropriation right now.
I remember more horses in my day.
There's some set design that you'd see in New Mexico's Breaking Bad, and there's a scene, I don't think it felt like he was ripping off anything. It kind of felt like kind of what Tarantino does when he does this homage to the films he loves and pays tribute to them in every film that he does. The writing for all these characters reminds me of kind of Robert Altman's Nashville, where you get a long list of characters all interacting with each other in this unforgettable way, but they all have their own story. And Americana does have some great characters in the film, and I wish it had time to focus more on them in depth. Sydney Sweeney plays Penny Jo, a waitress who has sort of a nervous stutter, but who wants to be a famous singer, like her heroes Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn. And Sweeney has sort of this sweet, sissy Spacek type persona that gave me some coal miner's daughter vibes. She's trying to find her way out to Nashville to make it big in the country music industry and feels stuck where she's at. She meets Lefty Ledbetter, played by the amazing Paul Walter Hauser, who is becoming one of my favorite actors of his generation. He's like the strange combination of Philip Seymour Hoffman, Zach Galifianakis, and John C. Reilly qualities, where he can play serious roles but also kills it in comedy and quirky in those dark comedy roles. His acting range is incredibly broad, and I'm always excited to see a film that he's in. Lefty is a lonely man who only wants to start a family and marry any woman who'll have him. When we meet him for the first time, he's actually practicing an engagement speech on Penny Joe for a girl he's about to go on a third date with. Lefty's a very endearing character who you feel sad for, sorry for, but at the same time you want to see him find someone who loves him for him. These two characters bring a very nice lightness and heart to this very sort of dark movie with unlikable dark characters. These two characters bring a nice lightness and heart to a movie with a lot of unlikable dark characters. These two give the movie a good balance that the film needs to balance the dark places that the film goes to. I really enjoyed both of these performances and the balance the performances give to the film emotionally. Halsey also gives a stellar performance as Mandy Starr, a girl who's a runaway from her very strange family who live on a compound and dress like characters from the Little House on the Prairie. Mandy lives in a trailer with her boyfriend, who's one of the most evil characters that you could imagine, amazingly played by Eric Dane, where she's also taking care of this little kid who thinks, again, that he's the reincarnation of Sitting Bull.
My home is here, in the Great Spirit.
What am I supposed to say to that?
Halsey plays Mandy as this sort of dark character who actually has a lot of heart, but is so jacked up by her past family life that she's unlikable in the beginning until you understand the why of it all. And the why is really messed up. There's also a Native American group or gang who describe themselves as the Black Panthers of Native Americans, led by a character named Ghost Eye, played by Zahn McLaren, whose performance I really enjoyed. The gang is after the ghost shirt only to restore it back to their people. The only thing that I didn't really care for was that dreaded exposition dump brought to you by Toby Huss, who I'm actually a huge fan of. But to have an explanation of the ghost shirt by his character and then Toby's character not be a part of the film screams exposition dump to me. And I hate this kind of writing. Honestly, I don't think anyone cares what this shirt is in the audience. It's a MacGuffin to move the character along in the story, and to take all this time to explain what it is, something I don't even remember, by the way, is something writers need to stop doing. It's weird. And it feels very forced, and you can't do that to The Wiz.
Nobody beats me because I'm The Wiz. Yes, I'm The Wiz. I'm The Wiz.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah?
Tarantino did it perfectly with the briefcase that they open up, and it shines in your face, and no one knows what it is, and there's all these theories and conspiracy theories of what it actually is, and that's actually kind of the fun of that movie. They didn't need this here. And I don't think the director and writer knew what to do with this MacGuffin after he wrote it. The film is very much a Western, using everything from the cowboys and Indians, revisionism movies from the 50s and 60s and 70s, to the look of the old dusty and dirty Wild West films of that area of the country. The music used in the film was very well thought out, and again reminded me of music picked by Tarantino for his films, using songs as descriptions for characters or to describe a scene or two, even sort of to let you know what's about to happen before it happens with a certain song or sound.
What's Fonzie like?
Cool.
Correctamundo. And that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be cool.
The cinematography is beautiful, along with the set design, but in that gritty, modern West way, almost Santa Fe-ish, where a standalone mobile home out in the middle of nowhere looks really beautiful and sad at the same time. There's an interesting juxtaposition the film makes in one scene where a car feeling very 70s is chased by an older 1980s pickup, but it passes a Prius, reminding us that we are still in our own timeline and that this town never really caught up to our timeline. The climax of the film in the third act is a wild throwback to the old westerns where there's a family trapped in a house surrounded by Indians, and it plays to that cliche really well in a modern, new way that doesn't feel disrespectful to Native Americans, even though they're using bows and arrows, against white modern settlers who are using shotguns. It works because it's sort of pointing out the ridiculousness of it all, but not taking it too seriously. The film has a nice ending, too, that gives the film a lot of warmth and heart for such a wild ride. Americana is a fun, interesting take on a modern Wild West dark comedy in a lot of ways. The writing is fun and funny at times, and even though the ghost shirt I didn't really care about, these characters I did care a lot about. There's some great performances here from Sweeney, Hauser, and Halsey that will leave with you after the credits roll. I'm giving Americana 4.5 stars out of 5. just for the writing and acting alone. It's rated R for some violence and some pretty strong language. So let me know your take on Americana in theaters now. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Cowboys and Indians' modern portrayal. Was it offensive, or was there a deeper meaning there, or is it just pointing out outdated stereotypes and making fun of them? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and let's see it together.
We come to this place for magic.
Not just entertained, but somehow reborn.
Together.